Good morning, everyone. I'm Pastor Marcus, if you don't know me by now. I want to introduce something to you that is going to be widely talked about for decades. You may know that I like to reveal prophetic information and reveal the secrets and prophecy of God on YouTube without adding anything extra to it. I just tell you exactly what God hears, and I reveal it to you through me. So what I want to talk about this morning is global warming and how many people are going to be saying that it's the end of the world. Now, let's talk about some of the evidence of global warming. Well, we see that they're spraying a special chemical into the air to help cool down the earth. We know that the trees, as you can see, although it's deep fall in November, that the leaves are still green and they're hanging onto the trees. We also see that flowers are still blooming. We see that. But what about this makes it the end of the world? What the Bible means by the end of the world is a perception. The perception is the end of comfort as we know it. Man has a nature, people have a nature, that when comfort leaves, it's the end of the world. And we tend to panic when we think that the end of the world is here. We tend to panic when we think that our comfort is leaving, or when we experience our comfort leaving. So let's think about this. What happens when you have global climate change? There's some comfort loss, and a lot of it. What happens when simultaneously the economy shifts drastically? For example, with the millennials having a hard time with home buying because of the debt market, comfort goes away. Those are two examples in which comfort leaves, and it is perceived as the end of the world, the end of comfort. And it's typical, to say the least, that because of the nature of the world and man, we rest in the comfort of worldliness, although we be Christian or practicing Jews, such as myself. We start to perceive danger to happen when all these changes occur at the same time. That's the end of the world, when we perceive bad and comfort begins to shift away. So I'm here to tell you, don't worry about the earth being destroyed, such that humanity is not existent on earth anymore. That won't happen, because that means God would cause us to suffer. He doesn't want us to suffer, but he wants us to learn. And he wants us to be accountable for the things that we can do to make the environment less affected from ourselves. Get this. God wants me to tell you this. He turns a bad thing into good. He turns a bad thing into good. So I'm not happy or encouraging global climate change. I'm not encouraging it, and I'm not saying stop it, because we can't control it, because everybody's doing what they want to do. But what I am saying is, what good can we find in climate change? Well, one example, I just showed you how those flowers are still blooming and how the stem and the leaves are still green. Is it possible that we can use climate change as a reason for healthier eating by planning our foods? The seasons are extending. Why not take the time to help reduce obesity? Why not take that time to improve our temples, our church, which is our body? Eating healthier by growing food is a good idea, to take a bad thing and turn it into good. So you all will have to think. If God doesn't want us to worry, if humanity is not going to be destroyed, how can I be peaceful and healthy at the same time? That's thinking on things which are good, as the scriptures tell us to. Explore your mind. The Bible calls it putting on the mind of Christ. The Christians call it that. Allow your comfort to be steadfast, despite what the news tries to tell you, despite what YouTubers try to scare you with. Some may not even be trying to scare you. Some may just be giving you information, and it may sound a little extreme. That happens sometimes when people get excited. So don't bash the YouTubers that talk about global warming. Listen to them, because there may be some good information in that topic that he's saying. So open your minds up. Be ready to do what you can do to be comfortable under all changing conditions, and God will lift you up. I'm Pastor Marcus. You all have a great day.